using century-old equipment to restore century-old books.
It's an ancient craft, but one that is still very much alive. In this week's Finding Minnesota, John Lordson shows us how a book bindery in Fridley writes its own story.
The biggest problems are mold, mildew, water damage, or fire damage.
If there's such a thing as a hospital for beat-up books, this would be the place. Campbell Logan Bindery gets novels, Bibles, and family heirlooms sent to them that have been through the ringer and back. If dogs are a man's best friend, they're also the bindery's best friend.
Dog owners are some of our best customers.
Does that still hold true?
Yeah.
Greg Campbell's dad, Alan, started this business, a place where old books get new life and where new books get their binding for the first time.
There are very, very few that still do hand binding as we do it here. Everything we do here is hand operated.
It's a skill handed down through generations.
It's a Smythe machine or a national sewing machine.
Greg's son, Duncan, is a third-generation bookbinder. He uses leather and even cloth from Japan to give printed words a voice.
It's been done. Methodic, lots of attention to detail. People walk in saying something like, oh, I can't believe people are still doing this, or I made 4 phone calls and finally found you. Try to match the stamping.
The before and after is pretty telling. The Campbells have even repaired books that are 500 years old, and they've done it with machines that you might find in a museum. Some of this equipment is aged but effective. These cast iron book presses are 100 years old. From shearing to sewing to printing, the bindery can restore a wedding album or bind a college thesis. They work with pretty big names too. This is a project they're doing for author Dean Koontz, and occasionally they get some odd requests.
We had one guy bind all of his emails one time. He had this big stack of emails he'd been sending back and forth to his girlfriend, and we bound it for him. Why? I don't know.
Even with the internet replacing many traditional books, the Campbells have learned that their business is like a story that never ends. Each generation is a new chapter in this unique trade.
There still are going to be people who want books. It's fun to see somebody come in, pick up their book, and cry because it's so beautiful now. It was such a mess when they came in.
In Fridley, John Lordson, WCCO News.
Since no two books are alike, the Campbells say they can restore anywhere from 7 to 10 per week. If you'd like more information on how they do this, we have a link at WCCO.com.